Yo, what's going on, your boy Ghost here today, and I bring you guys another comparison video between the XM4 and FFAR. Now, before you start questioning this video or start getting your doubts, let me tell you there's a very good reason why I'm making this video. This isn't just some random comparison that I wanted to make. This is a comparison that has a lot of purpose to it because of the conversation that I want to bring up, and that is that the XM4 is pretty much as good as FFAR, if not better than it. And when FFAR gets nerfed, or not when it gets nerfed, if it gets nerfed, the XM4 will be next in line. Now, I know that sounds crazy to some of you guys, but trust me, bro, this gun is amazing. Now, I'm not saying that because of YouTube. I'm not saying that to get views or whatnot. This gun, legitimately, I think is as good as FFAR. And trust me, bro, I've had my fair share of engagements with FFARs with XM4, and I've been able to put them down. And in the clips you're going to see, as we progress in this comparison, you're going to see that this gun is the truth. And I have a lot of good things to say about it. But before we get into that, I want to say if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And also, if you find this video entertaining or useful or informative or whatnot, make sure to leave a like. Let's shoot for 20 likes. In the last video, we managed to hit it. So if we can do it again, that'd be very, very amazing. And also, one last thing. This is something that I'm kind of hesitant to even mention, but your boy joined the TikTok. I don't know. I just wanted to branch out my brand, or I guess, yes, my name, get my name out there more. And I made a TikTok. I'm just going to be posting clips on that, nothing too crazy. Hell, maybe some of you guys lost a little respect for me for making TikTok. I kind of lost a little bit of respect to myself for making TikTok, but here we are. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into the comparison. And here we have the recoil pattern for the XM4, which, as you can see, gets a little weird because it starts skewing to the right. But to be honest, that's a little irrelevant because once you put on the attachments, it becomes pretty easy to control and pretty much no recoil. Now, I'm not going to say like this is going to be like a no recoil FFAR or whatnot, because it's not that. I feel like the FFAR is actually pretty accurate in itself. I know it has a crazy fire rate, it has a crazy recoil if you don't try to control it. But, for the most part, I don't really see myself having trouble with the FFAR. I will say, though, that the XM4, given the ability to control it a little bit easier, has a little bit more range than the FFAR. But, we'll get into that in a second. I want to briefly talk about the class setup, however, because as you guys may have noticed, instead of using the Raider stock, I am using the mounted flashlight. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Raider stock. The Raider stock is really good, and it's actually recommended for the things such as the FFAR and the XM4. But for me, I just haven't been able to control the strafe with that stock. And it's gotten to the point where I'm losing gunfights because I'm strafing so much, and my bullets keep missing. Now, I'm a fan of strafing. Like, I do think it's a great thing to have, but the Raider stock makes it uncontrollable. Well, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? At one point, it was controllable, but now it's not controllable. And the mounted flashlight just allows me to have a little bit more mobility, which I think the XM4 could use, just because it's not as versatile as the FFAR. FFAR, one of the best things about it, it feels like SMG in a way, but it's an AR, and, it's a monster. The XM4 does have that more traditional AR feel, but, it definitely packs a punch. And to be honest with you, like, I was surprised at how good it was, because when the integration first happened, the XM4 was pretty bad, or it was a mediocre weapon at best. And I was hoping it was going to be like a better XM4, or not XM4, M4, or even just somewhat similar like the M4, but it didn't turn out to be like that. And it pretty much stayed a mediocre weapon. People use it occasionally until they recently buffed the barrels in the Season 2 update, where they messed up the engine suppressor but buffed the barrels. And then once they reverted the engine suppressor, it made a lot of the colder weapons better. And the XM4 definitely got made better. And I know you guys saw that J Guy video where he made the video about the XM4 being meta or being very viable now. And, I'm saying, like, this gun is very viable. And, like, I'm not going to go crazy and call it meta. I definitely think it could be meta, and I think it should be meta because of how good it is. But given how it could be used, I can understand why people don't, like, don't really give it a chance. Because, think about it. The one thing that makes FFAR really good is the versatility. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to just maneuver very well with it. And the XM4, you don't really have that. Because, again, it has that more traditional AR feel. I feel like, though, maybe with the mounted flashlight, it feels a lot better. It definitely felt a lot better in my hands. And maybe with the Raider stock or no stock, like, I feel like there is a possibility to make the XM4 a lot more like that versatile feel that the FFAR has. But, I don't really have that class setup for you just yet. Or if it is even out there at all. It probably is out there. I didn't really try it out because I felt like my class setup was good. But I guess the one thing that FFAR, I will say, that has over the XM4, like, right now the meta is double ARs, right? I I could see myself, and I have already used the FFAR as a secondary, even though at one point I never thought it could. But the XM4 is one of those weapons that's like, could you even really run this as secondary? You know, like, when it comes with the sniper, like, you know, that sniper combination that everyone loves, the XM4 is a great alternative to the FFAR. And hell, very, very high competition to the FFAR. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you guys, some of you guys might have, like, disagreements with that, but I'm telling you, the XM4 is just that good. At least for me, I was outgunning FFARs, Mac 10s, you name it. I was gunning all of them. I don't know, maybe it was just hidden for the last few days, but I'm telling you guys, give it a shot. But again, going back to the whole like loadout, like the XM4 with the sniper is amazing. But when it comes to using it as a secondary, that's when it gets a little weird. And to be honest with you, I don't know if anyone could really ever adapt to that to the point where it becomes meta. If it does, I said it first. And that's only assuming that FFAR is going to get nerfed. And I'm not saying it is, but I think it definitely needs a little tunage. Nothing too crazy, but just enough, because it gets ridiculous at times. But anyways, man, with that being said, let's get into the FFAR. And here we have the recoil pattern for the FFAR, which, to be honest, doesn't seem as weird as the XM4. This one kind of makes like a lightning shape, but like it doesn't really feel like that, as opposed to the XM4 is just skewing to the right. But again, when you put on your attachments and you actually control the recoil, it's not that bad, and it's very easy to control. And to be honest, if you can't control the recoil in FFAR, that's a problem. I do understand the recoil at long range is bad, and we don't even use this weapon at long range at all. But, you know, close to medium range, the recoil shouldn't be that bad. But I will say, one of the things that the XM4 can do is that long range. You know, like this long range FFAR, more than likely you're not going to be able to beam someone across the map. You know, you can't do it. Some people can, but it's a very select few that can do it. The XM4, I feel like, you know, more people can use it at long range, especially if you build it like a normal AR, you put a sight on it, you're gonna probably have more success at range. Now, again though, I'm not here to really talk about the XM4 as a primary or like a full-on AR, because this FFAR doesn't really get treated like an AR. You know, like when you use it with the car, it gets used for close to medium ranges, and now, since it's being used as a secondary, it get used for close to medium range engagements. So we're talking about the XM4 in the sense of it being used in close range combat, not necessarily long range, because to be honest, the XM4 completely blows out the FFAR out of the water when it comes to those ranges. But the medium and close range, that's where, you know, everyone thinks that FFAR is untouchable, which, you know, I do agree. You know, it gets pretty hard to beat FFAR close range in some scenarios. But the XM4, like I'm telling you guys, if I saw the win rate to FFAR in those engagements, I'm like very positive. Maybe it's because of my skill level, no ego, like I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything like that, but like I was putting kids down, bro. FFAR or not, I was smoking kids with that XM4. Now again, this might be a honeymoon phase, you know what I'm saying? It might actually not be as good as I'm making it out to be. Again, I'm not saying this for YouTube. I seriously believe it could be the next FFAR. You know, maybe I might be reaching with saying that it's better than FFAR. I might be reaching. I'll admit I might be reaching, but I mean definitely not reaching when saying that it could be the next FFAR, or just a better or not a better alternative, but just an alternative in general. Because I mean, come on, this gun it has it. I think it has it. Like I'm gonna be using it a lot more just because now I know that it's good. Like I stayed away from this gun because I felt like it was, you know, lackluster. And even when the buff happened or the change happened, I never gave it a chance until recently, and I'm glad I did, because this gives me another weapon to use when I don't want to use FFAR. And again, I really think it's one of the, like, I even think it's more of a competitor to the FFAR than the Mac. Like, you know, I feel like the Mac was the number 2, or I guess the most competition FFAR had. Now I think it's the XM4. Hell, to be honest, I'm not even going to include the shotgun, because I know people might say that the Gallows is the best competition to FFAR. You know what I'm saying? The shotgun, I'll admit, the shotgun does put people down, and I've been put down by it already. But, I don't know. Like, given the circumstances of the shotgun in the range, I think the FFAR still got it over the shotgun. I mean, close range, the shotgun's beating anything. But, you know, I still think the FFARs can beat it, and I think the XM4 can beat it, because again, the XM4 is pretty good. Like, I feel like this gun was gonna have less damage than it does, but the damage on XM4 is actually really good. Now the FFAR I think might have, or might at least seem like it had more damage because of the fire rate, which I mean nothing can really compete with the FFAR's fire rate damage ratio. Like the fact that the FFAR has a high fire rate with that much damage is pretty ridiculous. And again, I'm not really calling for it to get nerfed, but it should at least get tuned just a little bit, because it gets ridiculous. I want it to be good still, don't get me wrong. That gun is really fun to use, but I feel like, I don't know, we're getting terrorized by it right now. People should not be using the FFAR as secondary. You know what I'm saying? And AR should not be getting used like that, or at least just make it an SMG. Alright, I'm tired of it, bro. I don't like seeing this double AR meta. Just because I said at one point that there's no way that FFAR became secondary. Now everyone uses it. Everyone uses it. It's kind of made the Mac obsolete, which is crazy because we all remember how crazy the Mac was at one point. Now it feels like it's obsolete. I don't know. I don't even feel comfortable using the Mac anymore, which is sad. But anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that the XM4 could be like the next potential suitor, or I guess what do you call it? Heir to the FFAR's throne? Do you guys think that the XM4 is good in general? Because I know some people out there don't really think the XM4 is good, but I'm here to tell you, give it a chance, try my class setup. I'm telling you, it has the potential. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later, and I'm out.